What's up guys, in today's video we're going to be installing sway bars and adjustable end links. Quick thing, I would like to apologize for the lighting. I'm in my garage, it's raining outside, so I don't really feel like being out there. To give you guys a quick lowdown, I got reinforcement plates for the front sway bar. I'm going to have to paint these really quick. The fit and finish isn't too good, but they're nice and thick, so I know they'll work. I got adjustable end links. I believe these are for the front, these are for the back. And of course, I got sway bars. Now that we got a general overview of the parts I'll be using, I'll go into the reasoning why I chose each part. To start off, let's talk about the sway bars. I actually went with the Whiteline sway bars just because they're adjustable. I want that because my car is a race car, so when I'm at the track, I want to be able to adjust the suspension for the given course. Now, I know the popular opinion is that I should upgrade my sway bars and get better ones. I don't exactly agree with that. I feel like sway bars are more of a setting. You can have them really soft or hard. The big thing is that they should complement your suspension so everything can work together as one cohesive unit. Next thing we got is the end links. I went ahead and got some adjustable end links. Now, my primary reason for getting these is actually because the stock end links are known for breaking. This is going to be a stiffer sway bar, so it only makes sense to upgrade that. There is the added fact that I can adjust preload on these, which is definitely ideal, but because of the suspension geometry of the front end of the MR2s, if I extend it, the end link that is, that could actually cause it to hit the lower control arm, which is a bit of an issue that I don't have an answer to be honest. I just wanted to show you guys the end link situation on the front real quick. Here we got the front end link. Up here we got the attachment point to the strut. But more importantly, it gets super close to the lower control arm. As you guys can see, it's really close. With that being said, that is at full droop right there, which is not how it normally is. So typically speaking, there's a lot more room between there. But what happens is, as the suspension goes through its range of motion, it gets super, super close. The issue arises that because this car is lowered, I have to extend the end links, which makes the end link even closer to the lower control arm, and at full suspension travel it will end up hitting. Now I got these reinforcement plates for the front end of the car. Where the sway bars mount, they're actually known for ripping out on the front end of MR2s. It's a bigger problem on the 91 to 92. For the 93 plus, I believe they use thicker metal to help remedy that, but because I'm using thicker sway bars with sticky tires, I know it's still a possibility, so I'm going to use the reinforcement plates anyways. To anyone running aftermarket bars, I would highly recommend that. Really, my only complaint with these is they're pretty thick and they're sturdy. They're going to do their job, but like the finish isn't great, so I'm just going to hit it with some spray paint so it doesn't rust. Other than that though, this should do its job. To start the removal, I'll take off the end link on each side, then I'll take off the sway bar, but it's super simple. So I got the end links off. Next step is to get the sway bar off. Quick tip though, these do not typically come off that easy. I actually just installed these a few months ago, which is why it was so easy to take them off. What I would highly recommend doing is that soak these in something like PB Blaster to help get them off. If that doesn't work, it's actually pretty common where you'll have to get some pliers and then grab where this rubber boot is, so you can hold the threads in place. As you can see here in the middle, there's actually a spot for a Allen wrench, but sometimes that's just not enough leverage. Taking off the sway bar is super simple. All I have to do is undo this bolt, and since I'm putting on the reinforcement plate, I undo this bolt, which is for the cancer bars, and as you can see, they have cancer. Now that we got the sway bar out, I'll compare the new one to the old one. So this is the old sway bar and it's kind of crusty, as you can see. There's some surface rust. I did get this for free though, so I'm not gonna complain. It definitely served its purpose, but let's get the good stuff. And I think I need a knife. That's pretty thick. This is really thick packaging or plastic wrap, whatever you call it, but that's a good thing. Okay, so sway bar, it looks like it's, seriously, because it wasn't packaged super well, it actually has a pretty notable scrape there, so I'm not like super stoked on that. I don't mean to be a negative Nancy, but I paid 400 bucks, and then to have that, it's not a big deal. Sand it down real quick, and then hit it with some spray paint. More than anything, I just don't want it to rust, because then if it rusts, I mean, you know, it's the structural integrity is not there, and that's not a good time. Since I'm here, I figure I might as well sand these down also, and then just hit them with some paint to make them look nice. These are the stock sway bar brackets, so a little bit of surface rust, but considering these are 25 years old, they've held up pretty dang well. So I got the bracket and the sway bar, sanded it down, hit it with some paint. I gotta wait for that to dry. So I guess in the meantime, I'm gonna put the end links on right now. What I'm gonna do is take the adjustable end links and then roughly line them up to the same size as the OEM ones. That should get me pretty close, and it's gonna be good enough for my purposes at the moment. So here is the adjustable end link, and then here is the OEM end link. What I've actually figured out is that at the adjustable end link's shortest length, it's about the same size as OEM. So I'm just gonna put this on and then snug the top part in place. And then once the sway bar is dried up, it'll be good to go. It'll take me all of a few minutes to throw it on in. Before I put this in, I will say one of the nice features about these end links is the fact that it has a spot so you can put a wrench right here. So I can easily get a socket wrench in right here, a box wrench right here, and I could easily like sit there and get it off really quick or put it on really quick, which is super, super nice. Because with setups like these, it's just annoying how long it takes to loosen and or tighten up this bolt. So guys, everything goes back together now. I got the sway bar painted, as you can see. Got the sway bar brackets painted. Quick tip, the sway bars come with these bushings, which is really, really nice, but more importantly, they come with grease. Make sure to apply this very liberally, because if you don't, you're gonna get squeaky bushings, which is super annoying. Side note, I do acknowledge I probably look pretty dorky, but better safe than sorry. You should always wear your glasses, and I need this to see. I'm not sure which way this goes in. Wait a second. Yes, I do. Goes this way. Oh, that's annoying. So I am pretty frustrated right now between having to paint the parts and this. The issue with the reinforcement brackets is that these holes are too small. So apparently in the 93 plus cars, the bolts that hold in the sway bar brackets are significantly bigger, which is a good thing. So what I've decided I'm going to do is actually just drill these holes out. They're only a little bit smaller than the bolts I have. Just to show you guys, this is the bolt I have. This is the hole size. And as you can see, it's just a little bit smaller. Well guys, it's actually a few hours later, but I finally figured it out. So there was two issues installing the sway bar bracket reinforcement plate. The first one was, as I mentioned, that this hole was slightly too small, pretty easy to drill out. The thing is, this hole and this hole right here lined up perfectly fine. This hole right here didn't line up that great, or correction, it did not line up at all. So I actually had to elongate the hole. Something I completely spaced is the fact that the 93 plus MR2s have slightly beefier sway bars, which means they need a bigger sway bar bracket. Because of that, the hole placing is going to be a little bit further than the 91 to 92. I already went through and test fitted everything, so it should work. In terms of structural rigidity, it should have the same effect. Like I said, the only difference is the bolt hole is a little bit further apart. Well guys, we got the front end done. That ended up taking like almost all day. And in terms of actual work, there was maybe like an hour's worth, because like the sway bar itself is just held in by, now that it has the reinforcement plate, 3 bolts on each side plus the end links. So it's super, super simple to install. The thing that took so much time was just waiting for everything to dry. So I'm gonna call it a day. We will pick back up tomorrow morning, and then I'm gonna do the back sway bar. What's up guys, it's actually a few days later. I actually already got the back sway bar installed. I filmed the process, but unfortunately the footage was not usable. That definitely sucks, but things happen. I will say though, installing this back sway bar was pretty easy. All I did was loosen up the 4 subframe bolts. That dropped the subframe enough so I could access the top bolt on the subframe. The sway bar bracket has one on each side, and that allowed me just to pull out the old one and then put the new sway bar in. To be honest with you guys, I actually did the back sway bar second because I thought it was going to be more of a pain, and I was wrong. Although the front sway bar did go in relatively fine, I mean really the only issue was more than anything the painting, and that's just because I got carried away. Anyways guys, that's the video for today. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them down in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer them and hopefully help you guys out. That being said, see you guys in the next video.